Aliens, whoa. Number 4, jellyfish. With its nearly invisible gelatinous body, this deep-sea creature drifts unnoticed. Its transparency helps it avoid predators while ambushing tiny prey. These invisible animals are almost impossible.
Oh yeah, hello guys, I'm going to be watching some YouTube shorts on YouTube. Let's get to it.
I heard if you took a date.
Okay, I took a date. What's next?
Stuffed it with a nut.
Stuffed it with an almond nut.
And peanut butter.
And peanut butter.
Closed it up.
Close it up.
And then dipped it in chocolate.
Alright, dip it in chocolate.
Sprinkle some coarse salt.
Sprinkle some super mini coarse salt.
And place in the freezer.
Now put it in the freezer.
That they're supposed to taste like a Snickers bar.
Is this supposed to taste like a Snickers bar? No way. It tastes kinda like Snickers. And they're kinda look alike. No need to buy Snickers. Get up and make it.
I heard if you took a date.
Can you escape this prison with only a dragon egg in your inventory? When you enter the game, you'll find yourself inside a bedrock box. You will see a 1-block hole under the walls around you and a differently colored glass pane in each corner. Actually, this may seem like a prison that's very easy to escape from, but since you only have a dragon egg, it's not that easy. But this doesn't stop you from escaping, because the dragon egg has 2 important unique properties. The first is that it is affected by gravity, like sand or gravel. The second is that when you click on it, it teleports to a random location. And to escape from here, you only need to use one of these 2 properties. Because if you stand on any of the colored glass and place the dragon egg on top of you, you'll see the egg fall onto you and stay on the same block as you. After this, when you break the glass below you, the egg will briefly put you into crawl mode, and if you manage to enter the hole during this time, you will have escaped. Can you escape this prison with only a dragon egg in your
This is the world's sharpest knife, and this is a professional chef. Can you cut through anything?
Let's find out.
Level 1, a pineapple. Yo! Level 2, a rope. Please don't take my hand.
Here you go.
Oh god.
That was crazy.
Level 3, a candle wick. Let's see how accurate you are.
Nice.
But maybe level 4 can stop it. A leather belt. You think this will stop it?
No chance.
What? But how about level 5? Actual metal. You got this one?
We'll see.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh my god.
But then, he pulled out the sharpener.
Take the sharpen. Not bad.
This is the world's sharpest knife, and this is...
Eiichiro Oda already planned for last chapter of One Piece, and he himself is very excited for the final saga, and he's previously claimed that this is the part of the story he's always wanted to draw the most. One Piece is at its peak right now, and the final saga is continuously showing the people how exciting this part of the story is. Oda said that because of the 7 warlords of the sea, One Piece became as long as it is today, unfortunately for him. It took over 2 decades for the final saga to begin, but nonetheless it is here. Oda also said, "I've already decided on the last panel, and how the last chapter will be. In the final saga, I'll focus on not only Straw Hats, but also on events happening in the whole world. The problem is how many years it will take to start the final saga. At the end of the day, Oda wants the end of One Piece to be special. That said, all the Straw Hats will have completed their goals by the end. Luffy will have become the Pirate King, and the war against the world government would have wrapped up as well." Eiichiro Oda already planned...
I hope for that One Piece watchers.
Oh.
I need to check something. Minecraft. Roblox. We've migrated all the way over there. I wish I had Sanemi as my character, bruh. They obviously jumping him. Bro's getting jumped by the squad, while Arthur is just there. Tutti. Oh, it's a girl. And she's VIP. Almost everyone with Robux buys VIP. Let's go back. Cheers. see-through. Wow.
Thank you, too.
What's the funniest game that turned serious fast? My siblings and I always joked about how none of us looked anything like our dad. It was just a silly family joke and we all laughed about it. But one day, our youngest sister saw a DNA test kit on sale and she suggested we finally settle the question of who was really dad's kid. We thought it was funny, so we agreed to do it just for fun. None of us had any doubts or suspicions because we were sure it would just be a laugh. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings, 2 boys and 2 girls. My youngest sister had always been the favorite and our parents worked hard to give us everything we needed, even when money was tight. We all took the DNA test while laughing the whole time. Then we sent off the samples and forgot about it for a few weeks until my phone buzzed with the results. I opened the email expecting something funny, but my smile disappeared right away. Out of the 4 of us, only our youngest sister was actually related to our dad. At first, I thought it had to be a mistake. There was no way this could be real. I quickly called my siblings into the room and showed them the results. My brother said it had to be wrong and suggested we take another test. So we did. We went to a different place for testing and waited nervously, hoping the first results were just an error. But when the second results came back the same, we knew our lives had changed forever. We went to our mom, hoping for answers. As soon as we told her, she broke down crying and finally admitted the truth. Our real dad wasn't the man who raised us. He was her ex-boyfriend. She said he had died years ago and she never told anyone. She begged us not to tell our dad because she believed it would break his heart. We agreed, but it didn't take long for the secret to become too heavy. Every meal and every chat with dad started to feel like a lie. My brother was the first one to lose control. One night at dinner, he stood up and left, shouting that he couldn't live with the lie anymore. Mom panicked, but dad looked so confused. We managed to calm my brother down and he promised to stay quiet, but the damage had already been done. Then, something unexpected happened. Our youngest sister overheard us talking about the DNA test. She was shocked and heartbroken. She felt confused about her place in the family and guilty for being dad's only biological child and didn't understand why mom had lied for so long. After that, our family started to fall apart. My other sister stopped talking to mom completely, and my brother stopped coming home as much. We were all scared of saying something that would give away the secret. Mom tried everything to keep us quiet. She offered money, favors, and anything else she could think of, but that only made us angrier. Eventually, we'd had enough. We told mom she needed to tell dad the truth. She cried again and promised she would, but asked for a little more time. Weeks went by, but she still said nothing, and the lie kept growing heavier. A few days later, during another quiet, intense dinner, dad asked if everything was okay. He could feel that something wasn't right. My heart was beating fast, but I forced a smile and told him everything was fine, even though I knew it wasn't. Every time he smiles,
This ice cream is made with liquid nitrogen, one of the coldest substances on the planet. And apparently it tastes better than any regular ice cream. So to find that out, I first stopped at Cold Stone's and ordered a small cookies and cream, which is what I'm gonna order from both places. This one cost me $6.99, and after taking a bite...
Yeah, it's amazing ice cream. Super creamy. I mean, obviously Cold Stone has great ice cream. Apparently the liquid nitrogen ice cream is even creamier, so I'm super curious about that one.
So I pulled up to Chillin', which had a really cool look inside. The place was basically a scientific laboratory, but I placed my order for cookies and cream and they started making it. They first fill up a bowl with the cream base and take some Oreos on the side. Then the bowl gets placed in this contraption that pumps liquid nitrogen from these giant tubes that go to the ceiling. Now at this point, I was very curious how this ice cream was actually gonna taste, but eventually they threw in the Oreos and it was done really fast. Now this small cookies and cream cost me $6.45, making it cheaper than the regular ice cream. But who's gonna win taste?
Whoa, that is the smoothest ice cream I've ever had.
This one wins. This ice cream...
This goes for you. It has no pull tab.
Oh, I didn't notice. Can you still open it?
Since it has no pull tab, well, the opening of the can is very thin. I just need to keep some distance and repeatedly rub the opening with a pen so as to...
Hey, don't just drink. Have some jelly.
You also got jelly? Why are the edges gone? Did you do this?
Of course not. You know me.
I got an idea. Wipe the bottom and give it a gentle bite.
Hey, snacks aren't healthy. Drink this coconut water.
Wow, you even got a coconut for me. Well, do you have a knife on you?
Why would I keep a knife with me? I've got chopsticks.
Chopsticks? How can I make it?
Let's see how you handle this.
Oh, I got an idea. There is a soft spot on top of the coconut that serves as a nutrient transfer point. So all you need to do is poke it in the center and then explore around the area.
Do you really think you can open a coconut with a chopstick?
Aren't you a nice person?
This goes for you.
It has no pull tab.
Oh, I didn't...
Hey class,
I've actually watched
I'm going to be giving your test back, okay?
Oh my god, I know I failed this test, dude.
Greg, you got a 100. Thank you, teacher. Simon, there seems to be an issue with your test.
Why? What's the problem?
Well, it says here you also got 100.
No way, let's go. Simon's that guy. He stays winning, bro. He's winning for
But you
real.
clearly cheated off of Greg, so I'm gonna have to give you a 0.
Yo, that's preposterous. What the...
Simon, you know the rules. If you cheat, you get an F. But I didn't cheat. What makes you think that? Because no one's ever gotten a higher test score than Greg. Oh, so other people can't be smart now? now? Is that it? Simon, you clearly cheated off of Greg. How else would you have gotten a 100? Because I studied! Enough with these lies. We're going to the principal right now. Why did you bring Simon into the office? Why? Simon cheated off Greg during a test. No, I didn't. Oh, please. Because you're too smart? No, because I sit on the other side of the room. Get out of my office. Okay, class, please have a seat.
My friend sent me this prison and said that I needed to use a game glitch that no one knows about to escape. When I entered the game, I saw a 1-block gap in the wall in front of me that led outside. Also, the top of the prison was completely open. Then I opened the hopper in the room and found 1 fence and 2 dirt blocks inside. The first idea that came to my mind was to use the blocks I had to climb up. This seemed impossible, but I wanted to give it a try. I tried to climb as high as possible using the hopper as well, but as you might expect, I failed. I guess the only way to escape was to use this hole you see. After thinking for a long time, I think I finally figured out what I had to do. I had to use the game glitch that no one knows my friend mentioned. First, I placed the fence on top of the hole in the wall. Then I placed one of the dirt blocks underneath me, and I was now ready to use the game glitch. If you lean your back completely against the fence jump while placing the dirt block underneath you, and then move backward toward the fence, the game puts you into crawl mode because of the fence's weird hitbox, allowing you to pass through the block. By using this game glitch, I was able to escape this prison. My friend sent me this
If you find yourself with a $2,000 Parmesan wheel, start by carving out the center. Then get started on the homemade pasta. Mix in the eggs, knead, then give it an elbow for good measure. At which point, roll it out and slice for perfect linguine, then cook to al dente. Fancy pasta needs fancy wagyu. Remove the cap and slice, then get it super crispy, caramelizing in a sweet Japanese dipping sauce. Add some flaming vodka to the wheel for a cheese base, then top with a light cream sauce. Crispy wagyu gets tossed in for texture, followed by the rest of that medium rare steak. Top with Parmesan chopped fresh off the wheel. Simple, convenient, affordable, delicious. Wow. If you find yourself with a 2,000...
If you ever get kidnapped, here's what you should do. First, don't scream for help. Shout fire instead, as people are far more likely to react to that. Fire! Fire! If you can, drop personal items like a watch, shoe, or ring. It can help police track your path.
Goodbye, Cinnamon Swirl!
If you can still see, watch for landmarks like parks, train stations, anything recognizable so you know where you're going. If you can't see, rely on your other senses. Listen for familiar sounds or smells. And keep track of the number of turns and how long you're traveling.
Stay calm. 1 turn, 2 turns. Is that Mama Chains? I know exactly where we are.
Experts say your best chance to escape is within the first 24 hours, so make it harder for them to restrain you.
I've got this.
If they're using zip ties, use your teeth to tighten them, then slam them down on your knee. The pressure will make them snap.
Okay, fist clenched, arms tense.
Try raising your hands above your head.
Yahoo!
Then when they leave the room, try to slip out of your restraints and run as fast as you can.
Surprise! Oh, come on!
If you ever get kidnapped, here's what you should do. First, don't scream for...
This is your warning to never eat in front of a vegan. Because I knew this girl who was super vegan. Like anytime she ever saw me eating meat, she would be like, you shouldn't eat that. But then the other day, I see her eating mozzarella sticks. So I give her a confused look and she's like, why are you looking at me? And I say, do you know what you're eating? And she goes, yeah, mozzarella sticks. So I go, okay, but aren't you not allowed to eat that? And she says, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you're eating cheese. And she goes, what? This doesn't have cheese in it. And I say, yes, it does. It's literally in the name, mozzarella stick. And she goes, wait, are you serious? I didn't know mozzarella was cheese. I just thought it was the name of the person who created it. So she started freaking out and she threw away the rest of her mozzarella sticks, which kind of made me sad because they looked really good. But I'm just glad because now if she ever tries to get mad at me again for eating meat, I'm just gonna respond by saying, girl, I know the mozzarella enthusiast ain't talking. This is your warning to never...
Welcome to I bought a cheese wheel and I have to prove to my wife that it was worth it. Recently, I was at one of those Italian restaurants that cooks pasta in one of these things, and I thought it was cool, so I impulsively bought one from Italy. So after cutting out $40 worth of Parmesan, I'm gonna start on making the dough for our fettuccine noodles. And don't you worry, I'm saving all those scraps for later in the recipe because I care about the environment. So anyways, once my dough is done resting, I'm gonna start rolling it out to get the most time-consuming part out of the way. Now it's time for a Parmesan wheel fun fact. Apparently, the wheel making tradition of cheese dates back to the Middle Ages, where Catholic monks were the first ones to do it. Here's one more in case you were wondering. It takes 130 gallons of milk and over a year just to make one wheel of cheese. Sorry, I got carried away. Now I'm using that freshly grated Parmesan to make the Alfredo sauce, and then I'm gonna start boiling our noodles. And since these are fresh, it literally only takes 2 to 3 minutes to fully cook them, so the sauce doesn't have to wait that long. So now once everything is finally done, it's time to bring back the most expensive bowl I own and throw this pasta inside. And I don't know about you, but I call this saving money because now we got the Italian restaurant at home. But now I'm gonna top it off with more of that fresh Parmesan, and it's finally done and ready to test. I don't know if it's my empty wallet talking, but I think this this is the best Alfredo I've ever had. Welcome to I Bought a Cheese.
Good.
I'm gonna show you how to make mac and cheese for this holiday season. First, boil your pasta, get it out the way.
This lovely young lady made mac and cheese and broke the internet with 136 million views. Does she deserve all these views when you can't even taste it? That's why I'm gonna make it with her right now. Come on in.
Mac and cheese for this holiday season. First, boil your pasta. I use corkscrews because...
Corkscrews? It's called cavatappi. What kind of cheese does she use?
Next, you have to shred your own cheese. Do not use pre-shredded cheese at all.
Bam!
A pound of Colby Jack, half a pound or 8 ounces of sharp cheddar. Toss it all together, mix it up, then divide half of it.
Actually just met her a few days ago. She's very sweet. Just had to throw that out there. In case you guys were wondering, because you guys always want to know, you know? How is Nick DiGiovanni in person? He's the same guy. I wish he answered my call. Colby Jack into the bowl. And last, the sharp cheddar. She said we gotta mix it up, separate about half.
Okay, now for seasonings. Some salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, the smoked paprika because I like that smoky like.
Strain the pasta, some salt, pepper, garlic powder, smoked paprika.
3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna make our roux. Add half of your seasoning. 3 tablespoons of flour.
Melt it down. Once it melts, get the seasoning in. Stir it up. Pour some flour. Now this is how you make the roux.
Next, 1 can of evaporated milk.
1 can of evaporated milk. No chunks of flour.
I'm gonna add 2 cups of heavy cream.